Hey, Dale the librarian here. How do you get interlibrary loan articles? Or how do you get articles from that you're like, oh, I think I should be able to get that, right? This is a big academic library. The answer categorically is yes. If you have a citation for something, whether it's formatted correctly or not, you can get it. The basic way is going into interlibrary loan. This will be named at every academic library. You don't have to go to their academic library. You go to ours, and then we will find it for you. It is a subsidized service. I was about to say free. It's free for you. What you do is you go into Interlibrary Loans interface, and you can request an article, book chapter, just about anything. Ask me for help if it's something that's a weird thing, and we can help you get it. Oh, we've got flies today. And you just put in like that metadata. If you don't know the article author or something, just write, I don't know, help please, and put like a smiley emoticon. The people at Interlibrary Loan are real people. This is not an automatic service. And they'll understand if you can't track something down. If anyone says otherwise, just say Dale said it was cool. When you put in that request, at the bottom of the list is submit. It takes about a day. We'll find it from some other library, and it'll show up right here under electronically delivered articles. Unless you're there's a bunch of nuances where something might have to be physically mailed. But if you're doing like an article, no problem. But that's kind of slow. What's a faster way of doing it? If you find something, and I'll show you several databases on how to get around this, there's ways of automatically populating that. First thing you got to do is log into Interlibrary Loan like I just did. The session lasts, I think, for 12 hours or 24 hours. Whatever that duo authentication thing is. But then, if you go out and you're like Google Scholar, and you're like, ooh, this one from MIT looks really good. Sometimes if you click through with this, if you're on campus or if you're logged into CIS Canvas or something like that, you can get full text, but you can also, can I get the whole thing? Oh, that's it. You can go to the library catalog and do a double quote and then put that in there, sports. When you put it in quotes, that'll look for that whole string of text. And it's likely we have it. And the magic says we do. And so you can get it that way. What do we do if there's no full text available? There's the next trick. If you're in a library record, as we call these things, where it's the metadata of one thing that you would be able to analyze, if you can't track down how to get it, there's still some other things that you can do. As I wait for this to populate, sometimes it'll say link to online resource, and click through. If you can't find it, there's another way of doing it. If you, for example, are in EBSCO, or there's many different EBSCO databases. They deal with sociology, nursing, chemistry. They're all over the place. I'm in one that's just kind of a generic one. Say you're going through your list and you see something that you really like, but it doesn't have the PDF full text. Here's where that cool trick comes in. And I opened up all these tabs because my internet is so slow. In some of these databases, if you're already logged in, there's something that says request interlibrary loan. Again, if you're logged in, this trick works. Tell them what library you're coming from. I'm at the Marriott Library. You might be at the Law Library. You might be at the Health Sciences Library. I'm not sure it matters, but what it'll do when you click on that is it'll take all of those metadata and it will populate your form. And sometimes it's missing some, like NPAG. I don't know what that means. Give it your best shot and click Submit Request. That's a quick way of doing it. Another one, let's look in a ProQuest database. Again, there's varieties. For example, in JSTOR, there's a lot of full text. If you're in Scopus Web of Science, there's like no full text. So here's another one that doesn't have it. So Modernism and Marketing, the Chocolate Box Revisited. What does this one do? The Find It and View It button is a clue, and sometimes that'll appear across different platforms. And let's let this one load. Does this one have an interlibrary loan link? I'm not sure that it does. If you find it, view it. That does a search in the catalog again, just like we did with Google Scholar. I'm looking at traffic out my window. And miracle of miracles, it drops us into the library catalog. And it might say, look in these other databases. Might look in those. Or tragedy strikes and it says no full text available. Then look for this request an article. They should just call that interlibrary loan. The language of libraries is always changing. And look, it's the same old format. This is how you get articles. Let me know how it goes. And I'm happy to help.